Guys do it.
Apparently all the time.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well.
I remember that. I love that song.
When I was
Mindy
younger.
before she was
I did.
misbehaving.
Man, I tell you what. I met her one time. She had the most beautiful light pink tongue. That's what I remembered most of her. She was talking. I was just like, your tongue is so gorgeous. And you can't be like all up in someone's grill. Can you just stick that out for me? And then you of course, go home and you're like, oh, that tongue. Mindy McCready on Kicks 105.5.
All right, I gotta go.
Let's get on track if we should.
Please.
So
How do you get on track off that after that?
it's time for Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency. How was your big concert, buddy?
It was good.
Yeah. Presenting Kanan Smith. Mike Barrett, your insurance guy from St. Johnsbury.
The most obscure
It makes
thing,
sense.
yes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Can I tell you, though, and I was upset at you because you left.
I bailed. Yeah.
So you were wearing neon yellow.
Yes. That way, in case I get lost, my mom could find me. And my name's in my underwear,
Yeah.
too.
Surprisingly, neon yellow is a popular color at the fair on a Saturday night.
That way, you went right from your day job as a flagger.
Flag person right up there.
Went right to
I
the
was
fair.
looking for you because, I thought, well, maybe we could, have a little fun. Because it is.
There's Shawn. Ah, too skinny.
Never mind.
There's Shawn.
Oh, no. Only one chin.
Oh! I'll give you that one.
Sorry.
Boy.
But anyways, it was weird because they came to me and they said, we hard timed the concert, so you have to be off the stage when that starts. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I'm standing back there and the sound man says, all right, your turn, go on. And I went on. And luckily, they had given me that info saying he's not coming on after you announce him.
Right.
So I did, hey, don't get too excited because here's Kanan Smith at some point.
Yeah.
And
Coming on
I
the
kid
next
you
12
not,
months.
I walked off the stage, I walked back onto the track, met up with my wife and my son, watched for another 3-4 minutes, and then the show started.
Then he came out with his rocker with the tennis balls.
Very, very anticlimactic. Whatever.
Yeah, I heard the word
I
anticlimactic
know.
and I stopped.
We'll just move on.
Let's see. The thing I
it was
wanted to
fun.
ask you, the purpose of deductibles. Why am I paying more money on top of money? Does that make sense in a normal world? Here's your groceries. It's $7, and I'm going to charge you to peel that banana another $3.
It makes sense in many reasons because
To the insurance people.
to you for
To
your
send your
bottom
kid to
line.
private school.
No. So in many cases, a deductible is an opportunity for you to say, look, I am comfortable absorbing that type of loss or that much of the loss, should it occur, for the savings that you're going to give me. So maybe you have
Again.
a $250 deductible and you're going to save $200 or $300 a year by going with a $500 deductible.
No, again, I disagree. I think that is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm paying money for something, and then I'm saying, if you have to do something for me, I'm willing to pay more money for you to do that. I don't get it.
Okay, I'm going to close out everything that I have for thoughts because now we have a good topic here. So let's look at it this way, all right? So let's say the companies now all go, you know what? We're going to insure you with no deductible.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You're paying us your hard-earned money, and we're going to give you insurance, and there'll be no deductible. Think about the potential abuse that could occur there. Maybe not with you, maybe not with me, but there are people out there
Why would you
who
just throw the deductible into the cost?
into the cost?
Yeah,
You're confusing me, sir.
that's all right. I confuse myself.
So you
half the time.
want the auto body shops to inflate their costs to
Oh,
make
you're
the
saying
deductible.
that's what would occur at that juncture. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if I pay you $100 every month and I break my windshield, you're going to say, I'm going to absorb some of that cost so that the fact that I pay you $100 every month to replace my windshield, I got to pick up some of that tab when it comes around.
And of course, many
It seems
companies
to me you pay it, not me.
many companies now offer zero glass deductibles. In fact, I think you have a zero glass deductible.
Jeez. Yeah, because I have Barrett Insurance and he looks out for me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not saying in that particular situation, like you were just saying, you go to an auto body person, somebody dings my door at the grocery store.
Right.
Why is it that the money that I spend every month doesn't just cover that?
They would.
No,
Somebody
when
dings your door.
You're going to make me pay a deductible.
So so in that example, somebody dings your door. If they drove off and didn't leave a note, then that's going to be an uninsured motorist, which would be subject to a $150 deductible, which you can blame the state of Vermont for, because that's the state of Vermont mandate on the uninsured motorist component of your policy.
Okay, so
if they put a note on, there's no deductible.
Can I change? Can I go to who would I go to the state representative and say, hey, you know what? I'd like you to look at this law because I think it's stupid.
Yeah, it's not stupid though. It's there for.
You believe it's a good thing.
I do believe it's a good thing.
Explain.
Because there are people out there, it's to prevent what they call nuisance claims. And there's been a lot of studies about this. Nuisance claims very much are alive and real. They're fraudulent claims where somebody maybe has some bills coming up and now they were, quote unquote, hit while shopping.
Is this why it takes like a year to get paid out from insurance?
No, that's just a bad experience on your end. You did, yeah. That's just not good.
I thought that was the reason, so that people would stop being fraudulent, so frequently.
Yeah, let's make you have to wait a year for a claim. In your case, you had what I believe to be not a good situation because you were hit by an uninsured motorist, which then left your insurance company totally on the hook. And my honest opinion is I think that the insurance company that you had, which we will not name, did not treat you fairly in that regard. I think that
damn lizards. I'm sorry.
I could be wrong. I'm not an insurance adjuster, but I think that if there was nothing that was going to be paid, they could have been very quick about it versus kind of letting you be led on. So
why is it that we don't have things like tax deductible for your deductible being tax deductible? What, doesn't that seem like, hey, if I didn't use it all year, you're going to say you get cash back? Never mind. Okay, umbrella policy.
I could fight that all day.
Seriously, I've sat here and talked to you too long, and I'm starting to know. Do you have a part-time job? I'm looking for a gig.
But deductibles are there for a reason. They're not there to be a penalty for you. They're there to allow you to leverage the policy to work for you. I'm not kidding when I tell you that you could have a homeowner policy where you're insuring a $250,000 house. If you have a $250 deductible, and then you switch to a $500 deductible, you could be saving $300 or $400 a year. So in less than a year's time, you have now accumulated the additional money to make for that $500 deductible. So
does any of this conversation have to do with umbrella policies?
None of this yet. No, I think we might have to push umbrellas to next week because what are we, 7 minutes in here? So.
Yeah, that's all right.
And that would take at least 25 minutes or so.
How bad is bad if you have no insurance?
How bad is bad?
How bad is bad? Like, in your experience, have you had dude, what were you thinking? And this is bad. Yeah. Somebody's house, uninsured, they got to pay for the whole thing.
That's just
some $200,000 they're out or whatever.
Being uninsured or underinsured when you own a home, one of the greatest assets of your life, and that house burns to the ground or has lost, that is going to be a life-changing event that you may never recover from. It's difficult enough to recover from it emotionally when you have insurance. Imagine having to be emotionally and financially drained through the process.
Go knock on your mom's door when you're 50. Yeah. Hey, house burned down. Want to know if I could stay with you for a while. Is that cool?
Let me tell you, I'll kind of punctuate it with this. I've seen people properly insured and people not properly insured. And the people not properly insured almost a decade later are still suffering the consequences of that situation. Whereas the people properly insured, other than the emotional attachment of having lost a house, are fine. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not as evil as you think it is.
I don't think of it as evil. I think of it as more confusing, I think, to the consumer.
Yeah.
And I think through the years, people like Flo have come about and said, hey, these are the things that, and they make it seem normal to you.
Right.
And explaining how insurance companies help you. And so just through the years, by having ads on television, you hear it on the radio, it explains some things that I think people ask. But aside from doing what you do, which is such an unusual rarity, you don't get that information. Just, hey, I'm curious, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And most of the time, insurance carriers don't spend a lot of time explaining to you in a happy way like you do, the ins and outs, because they just, I feel as if they just want to get your money, get you a policy, move on to the next person.
They always say perception is reality, and that is the perception that you get. I totally see that.
Is there kickbacks for, if I'm an insurance person with the lizard or the captain, is there kickbacks if I'm an agent and I sell somebody a policy?
I don't know. No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't know anything about those two companies other than their commercials. So
I'm just curious if you knew or not.
No.
You're going to find out for me.
No, challenge accepted. Yeah.
There you go. Mike Barrett, go ahead. Phone number. You got 10 seconds.
All right, 748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com, or on Google, Facebook, and YouTube as Barrett Insurance Agency, and you still have 7 seconds before you have to hit that. So
now what I'm going to do.
That was nice.
2, 1.